How you doing this morning? Thanks for coming on first all the time. Go on. Hit the like and subscribe. Two magic people. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. I didn't know it was Saturday morning yesterday. So it's good to actually know when it is. You lose the will to care when your children are being abused. You lose the will to care when you've contacted all of these child safety ministers, MP for children's safety. These women don't care about children being abused. These women are part of the abuse network. Scotland is the abuse network, and I don't know who to turn to. I thought I would be turning to Scotland to get help against Poland, but it seems like we are the biggest paedophile network in this world. Fathers support child abuse. Fathers. Well, little boy men support child abuse. I always get details on this Budwig protocol, which will help anyone with a messed up body. Any cancers, any disease, any illness inside your stomach, anything that's caused by the gut. This helps. You don't need to, I'm not asking you to use this. I'm not asking you and your family who might have cancer or illnesses to try it. I'm not asking you to. You don't need to. It's not up to me what you do. But I'm telling you, if you do it, and I've done this research on my own, I've done it for myself, and I've also followed the footsteps of Johanna Budwig. And for anyone to be taken to court 6 times by the food industry and by the pharmaceutical industry and not to be shut down, you're doing something right. And what is it she was doing right? Well, let's take... She had over a 90% survival rate for this crappy breakfast, which you might not want to try. But I know that breakfast that you may not want to try, it's too difficult for you to push aside all your sugary, crappy snacks that wouldn't constitute actual food. So the most difficult thing about this diet is doing the diet. The Budwig protocol, the most difficult thing is doing it. It's a bit like, I'm not going to compare it with that. Johanna Budwig had a clinic, 90%, and the big boys tried to shut down her clinic. She was taking women that were given up for dead in hospital. She was taking the ones that were given up for dead by the hospital. 90%, over 90% of these women survived. Now, I didn't believe that. I always wanted, cannabis will do this. Cannabis will help people with cancer and illness. No, it's not. I've not had that proven once. Personally, I've seen it. I've been told it. I've not had it proven once. I've seen very few people fail at this diet. And I'm talking no matter the sickness, no matter the level of sickness. I know your body recovers from eating this diet. I know it. You don't need to believe that. I know what happens. And it's not a belief, and this is the thing. Our crappy network, which would rather stick toxic poison in your system and kill you, and that's what their method kills you. It's outdated and it kills you. It costs a fortune and it rattles your insides. It kills your immune system and blasts you with poison. This is non-toxic, non-expensive. It wouldn't hurt you if you tried it. You can give it to your kids and it's the best thing for them. This is what we should be eating every single day at the very start. And you just decide to say it's nonsense or a belief system. You don't need to believe in a system which gives results over 90%. And I'm talking 90% of the sickest women. The sickest women. And the feminist here ignores that woman. Does that make sense to you? Because the feminist here is abusing children. The feminist here is making money from abusing children. The feminist here is making money from killing off fathers. The feminist here is breaking up families, jumping bed to bed, and not giving a hell about our kids. That's what the feminist does. The feminist has nothing to do with women that do the right thing, or else we would have spoken about Johanna Budwig in the 1960s. Instead, we handed England the World Cup, then we handed Celtic the European Cup to keep your head on something else which was meaningless. We could have dropped these sickness illness rates, but we don't want to, because it's the biggest business we have outside the shit that you eat. And that's how we poison people. We send you to eat poison. And there's only a handful of companies that own every single food company, by the way. There's only a handful of companies that own all of these things, and it's the same people that own the pharmaceutical companies, the same companies that own the big agri companies, and it's the same people abusing and raping your children. Because they're inside the governments, they're inside your councils, that you're inside your charities, and they've taken over, and they do not care about you, your children, your family. They don't care if you've got stage 4, stage 5 cancer. They want you dead. So they'll tell you the most non-toxic, the best ever alternative methods used to treat and heal the body. If it's a belief system to you, it's a belief system. That very statement comes from PubMed. Now, I've read every bit of research into this, and it's sickening to see friends, family, choosing death or choosing to have toxic poison put in by those that have kept you down for the last 5 or 6 years. They've stopped you from going anywhere. They've stopped you from travelling. They've poisoned your blood. They've screwed up your family. They killed your granny in 2020, 2021. And then they stopped you from checking out how she died because they murdered her. They murdered her in old folks' homes. That's when I had to get out of here, because you people willing to abuse your own children, the mothers willing to pretend they're feminists while real women that stand up for women's rights are being abused by you. And you call yourself a feminist and you abuse kids. And you don't stand up for women who protect women and heal women. So when a guy speaks about it, and trust me, what Johanna Budwig done's nothing to do with me. I mean, I do understand her work. I've researched it, and I love this woman. I love her because she went out and stood against the biggest creeps in the world. And you've sold out to East Hampshire Council. You've sold out to paedophiles. This is why we need our ex-forcemen not to be part of this. We need our ex-forces not to be part of this, because we don't do stupid things for the next 40 years, poisoning our own brothers, sisters, families, children. No. We've got the biggest group of females willing to abuse kids. I don't know one good mother. I don't know one left. There's not one left. Not one in this world that I've ever met that could say, I'm a good mother, I'll stand up for what's right. Not one. Every one of them will turn their back on what's right. Every single one of them. Everyone. And that goes for every wee feminist man as well, who puts his feelings first, who puts not the message first, not the we can help children and we can help dying, sick people here. That's not the message you get. It's let's attack the man that's telling you the story, what he has learned from his experiences in this life. Which, to be honest, there aren't very great experiences in this life. The last 10 years of this, besides the birth of my son, obviously, there's always something that you get which is so super positive. And I promised my dad I wouldn't go back with the child abusing liar, but I'm useless. I've failed at every single point. This girl had my daughter, and I had a chance to go back and get my daughter on that day. I took it. I walked away from a woman that was good and told me all the things. She'll stand by me, she'll stand by my kids, she'll do all of this stuff. The second I hurt her feelings, she's no longer anything to do with anybody, because it's about her feelings. You can hurt my feelings 1,000 times. You can attack me and call me names. This woman called me a rapist and said I lied about cancer with my dad, and I forgave her. But when she goes back into then attacking and abusing our children again, and I have to watch you sit back being ignorant and abuse your own children and ignore the abuse of other children, I get really, really pissed off at that. And now I'm getting pissed off when the universal credit people, they phone me and they're supposed to be asking about work and jobs and everything else. They phone me up, oh, we can't hear you. You are not helping me get a job, so I'm able to earn money, so I'm able to then see my children. You're gatekeeping the child abusers, which are stopping fathers getting to see their own kids, which means you're part of the abuse network. That's Scotland. Well, the day when we decide to stand up for fathers and children and parents and family is the day when we start to do the right thing. We need family, we need strong family, and we need good parents. We don't need mothers who are willing to sell their own children because they get what they want. We don't need fathers willing to abuse, assault and rape kids because they want that, because that happened to them, because they done that years ago. Rather than apologising for what you've done to anyone, rather than saying sorry, if I've ever committed any pain or hurt you in some way, I need to repent and say I'm sorry for this. That doesn't seem to be a big thing happening these days. Men don't do that now. And if you're a man, you would do that. But most men, they would rather go behind your back, talk shit about what you say you know, and anything else. They'll down you and your children's relationship. They'll down anything you've done in their life. But this is happening to me from my local council, my government. The people supposed to be helping me get work, they're stopping me from gaining employment that I can get. Then you get to call me lazy and stupid, and I never get to see my kids. There's something so... That's terror. Scotland is a terror organisation, and every single charity and everything that they put money towards, they're creating broken families, broken children, suicidal fathers. You walk in here and you see a lady talking about the suicide of her son, her 20-year-old son or something like that. The huge numbers of fathers taking their lives in positions like my own. It's so obvious why they're taking their lives. But then you have the harassment from Police Scotland, the people, the security services that assisted in the abuse of children, court documented the abuse. They assist in child abuse, they assist in child abduction. This is court documented. Do you know what? Everyone turns their back. Everyone turns their back. Police Scotland, they support child abuse. They don't support a father, they don't support the children, they support the wicked wee child abusing woman because she's funded to abuse kids and because the Pillow Army, they were set up to abuse kids. And you can see that most friends and family within this community keeping quiet about child abuse, keeping quiet about what's going on in my own life. You're part of the abuse network. I'm talking my entire family, in fact everyone that I know here that ducks their head down when they see me or blames other people or want to continually blame me for being a terrorist. I'm not having friends shout at my face that I'm a terrorist just because Poland's managed to throw me in prison as a terrorist for 2 days because of this prosecutor Catherine, a friend of the family which goes to the same church and lives in the same neighbourhood, can kidnap me off the street and throw me in a dungeon in another country? That's allowed? When you're going to turn to a Scottish government which rapes and abuses children and the child safety officer ignores fathers' attempts and calls for help, I mean, I've had everything ignored by these rats like this as well here. We're addressing something that has been through court and proven by 3 higher judges as being child abuse, child abduction, and we find out Scotland funded the charity which supported the abuse. We find Scotland funded the charity, and adults walk by and keep their head down. They don't address it. Adults walk by and allow the abuse to continue. Adults walk by and allow the funding from the Scottish Government to continue. So what they do is send the security services, lots of ex-military, all the wee rats willing to abuse kids and willing to turn their back on family and what's right, because you might be hungover this morning and so angry you'll come down and shoot me. So come on. I mean, it's not as if the police don't use that against you. What, you're feeling suicidal? You don't get to see your kids? Oh, you're feeling, I can't let you go, you're feeling suicidal, you might kill yourself. That is exactly what Scotland does with people that say they're depressed or anxious, or they're not depressed and anxious, they're watching their children be abused, and the services assisted in the abuse, the services assisted in the abduction, the people you turn to for help are the ones abusing the kids. It wasn't just Jimmy Savile. It's not just Epstein. We've got a Jimmy Savile and an Epstein in every single school in this country. We've got an Epstein and a Savile in every single council building in this country. We've got an Epstein and a Savile in every single foundry. And you need to know why these are called foundries. You know why? You know, foundry. It's been set up by your MI5. It's a security service up the stairs, and they get to listen to every single thing that's done from this building. The foundry is there to make sure that you're listened to and you have no secrecy. That's why the little criminals, always in for themselves, stand up for themselves. The criminals willing to hurt kids, I'm talking these male or female feminists themselves, are just criminals all in because they abuse kids. We've hit a point now where there is no turning back. There is no going back. There is no going back. We know that the Epstein guy, I know there's people in this town that have got pictures and videos of people from our councillors who rape and abuse children. That's what Epstein was collecting. He was collecting every single MP, every MSP, every councillor, every single person with any position. They've got them either raping a child or raping a number of people. Every single one of them. In most countries in this world. There's so many Saviles and Epsteins that have been doing this for years, decades. And the people we get put in prominent positions are some of the lowest of the low, the scum of the earth, and that's who's put in the positions of prominence. I mean, if you look back and listen to anything Barack Obama was speaking about, it just sounds perverted now since we've had Pizzagate and since we've had all this information revealed. And it's like it didn't happen. It's like the guy's not speaking this absolute nonsense tosh which puts kids in vulnerable positions. I couldn't care less if his missus is a man. I mean, I do look at most people with that air of suspicion that's on TV now. I don't care. I don't care if it's Michael Obama or she's got a man's piece between her legs or anything. I care that these people can actually have a conscience and be decent and not harm children and not use words like hot dogs when they're going to be raping kids. It's just crazy. It's crazy what we've allowed to happen, and it's going on in our hometown. And as a father, I'm trying to tell you, it's happening to my children, and the forces set up to help us, they're involved in the abuse. The councils, they turn their back. The Universal Credit and British government hang up the phone when they're supposed to be providing help. They're supposed to phone me and give me 10 minutes. They phone me and want off the phone as soon as they hear my voice. As soon as it's like, okay, bike. No one is taking any accountability for what's going on. And the reason for that is the people in the head of our councils, they're child abusing liars. The people that run our police are child abusing liars. The people within our charities and feminist organisations are child abusing liars. It seems to be only fathers and children. And believe me, number one suffer here are our children. Our children are suffering every day because we've set up the feminist organisation which protects the paedophile organisation, and the police which protects the paedophile and feminist organisation, and the council which keeps you locked in. The Scottish Government which employs a woman for child safety, which has got no care and will not respond to anyone when they look for details on child safety. So why do we need our ex-military, ex-forces to be strong and not part of the abuse network? I hope I've answered that question for you. Every bloody day waking up, never getting to know the safety of my children, never getting to know that the DAIU, the Domestic Abuse Investigation Unit, we know Police Scotland, and that unit assist in child abuse. They assist in child abuse. We know that the MPs and MSPs in this country, we know they turn their back when they hear about cases of child abuse. When they hear that the charities involved are funded by the Scottish Government involved in child abuse. It's time, if you are a parent, if you're a grown up and want us to have a slightly better future, we need to change things. Growing up doesn't mean you come down your Foundry, your Tesco's, or your Iceland, or your any one of these shops and use their Wi-Fi. This is what absolute fools do, and that's me. I'm an absolute fool. A fool. A fool with nothing today. I've got nothing. Leftovers for the next week, 10 days. And I begged the guy Jerry on the phone from Universal Credit, I said, like, please don't hang up, please listen to me, I need to speak. I said, you've got basic human needs and rights, and I don't get them. The most basic, they're not offered to you. So I hope that keeps you happy. Life is miserable for us, so I hope you get to see your kids this weekend. I hope you get to spend time with them. I hope you see past what you want, what you think you need, what you deserve. You need to see past yourself. You need to get past yourself. Please, if you're a male in any way, you've had a woman spit out some baby's going to be a father at some point, going to be a man and father. Please, it's time for you to start growing up and doing the right thing for your community, for your family, for your council, for your Foundry, for your swimming pool, for any one of your places in your local town. You need to start helping them, because right now they are at a very decrepit, a lowest breaking point. And the lowest breaking point is when you know that your security service and your government are part of a paedophile network, and you can actually show the people in this which do not have any accountability, and they're the ones supposed to have accountability. They're the ones supposed to be with we have accountability because we have this position here. And then they can go like that. Child ministers, child safety ministers, you're lucky if they're ever there for a year. I thought these guys were in for like 3-4 years terms or whatever. Do you know what? The child safety minister, 6 months, gone. There's a new one, child safety minister, gone. And we know what these child safety ministers do. They let the most vulnerable children be abused. We know what the BBC does. They allow the most vulnerable children to be abused in where they work. They abuse kids and always have done since way before I was born. And what do? We actually hide it. We protect the paedophiles. We hide the fact that some of their religions allow the abuse of kids, whether it's Muslims, whether it's the Talmud with Jews, whether it's Catholics, just Catholics all in at their buildings. There's not one person out there that trusts any of these religions. There's not one of you that do. And the reason you're part of it is because we know what you are. It's nothing to do with right or wrong or God or any of that stuff. Not at all. To do with control. And all we're doing is the very opposite of what we're supposed to be doing. So we're taking every single commandment and we're doing the opposite of them. It's just so sweet. It's great to see families going in and out here. It's great to see fathers with their children, getting time with their children. And I know when you're in that position as a father, you don't want to think about this type of thing. You would never want anything like this to be part of your consciousness. You don't want this to happen to you. You don't want it to happen at all. You don't want it to happen to other people. It breaks your soul when you see it happening. So we become ignorant to child abuse. Or it's happening in our families and we know it. We know it, don't we? Some mummies, daddies and their children deserve privacy. But all of them deserve They're safe, loving parents. And many of you are involved in ignoring the rights of fathers and families. You're ignoring the safety of children. And you're funding the abuse of it. Our government's involved in child abuse. Our police are involved in child abuse. Our charities are involved in child abuse. So I don't wonder why this is shadow banned. I don't wonder why there's only tens of people on here, and that doesn't cross my mind anymore. But the fact you're ignoring how to protect your own body, you're ignoring how to protect your own family, you're ignoring who we're actually funding, you're ignoring the safety of children. You're ignoring the safety of children. Yeah, you're killing fathers, but that's nothing to you. But you're ignoring the safety of children. Please show me one woman that there's a mother. Please show me one woman that you don't hate your children. Please show me one, just one of you show me that you're not filled with hate and desire for yourself. Desire for this flesh self. That's all you want. And all these wee little effeminate boys that hurt children, that's all they're interested. They're interested in the next new set of clothes, a new pair of trainers, something new. Somebody will look at me and say I'm cool. Somebody will look at me and say I'm better than that last guy there. Look at that guy there, no, his kids, ha ha ha. He might die soon or top himself. The police will actually get him in and say, well, oh, you're going to kill yourself? Well, we best hold on to you for longer. You best tell us you're never going to kill yourself. The police are rotten smackheads, man. They are the bottom of the pit now. Scottish government, they're raping and abusing kids, and they fund child abuse. Come on. You don't need an idiot like me telling you this. I mean, I do, when I was speaking the other day about these other YouTube channels or whatever, and you have the guys, oh, I got a fishing channel, I do this, oh, you trying to talk to me like that? Or you're mask wearing hard men. I understand that some of you make money from this. I don't want you to ruin your wee livelihood or your wee channel. I don't want that to be done. I'd like, if we got a fishing channel, enjoy your fishing. Like, I've got mates that enjoy fishing. Most people that I know like to go away and do a wee bit of fishing and just sit there and relax. I don't need you to ruin your channel for me. Your airplanes and automobiles, dudes travelling and things like that. I don't need you to do this. But if you're a father and at any time you're concerned about the message that I'm giving you, or if you think I'm a barefaced liar, that's okay as well. But you might want to, as a father, talk about this. But you need to know that your children, your channel, will be shadow banned at the very least, if not struck. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Struck, striked. Because I don't have good grammar or good English, isn't it? Need to get on top of that. Anything going against decency is what we do. Anything that goes against the grain of what fathers should do, of what mothers should do, is what we fund these rats to do. Anything which is opposite from the right thing to do. I'm going to stand here for another 10 hours if you want to come down to the foundry. I'll go up and get a plate of porridge first after my cottage cheese. I can't afford the Budwig right now, but if you're sick and you can afford the linseed oil and you know what to do, you can help your body heal. I can tell you exactly how it works. I can tell you the method, but it's not for me. I'm some molecular science or biochemist. I'm Joe the idiot. I'm Joe the guy that doesn't get to see his kids. Joe the guy that can't go and feed himself even the cheapest, most poisonous food. I can't afford that. That's why I normally buy sardines and eggs. Sardines are like the cheapest thing possible. And whatever eggs are now, they weren't the eggs I used to get when I was a kid, but some of the eggs are still okay. But that's what I'm surviving on, sardines and eggs for the most part. Lots of porridge for the most part. I always buy Greek yogurt. I just can't afford the linseed oil. But I know, personally, this works. I wanted to prove that cannabis worked. I wanted to prove to everyone that cannabis treated everyone successfully the way I heard. It didn't. It doesn't. It's great for activating the endocannabinoid system. Your endocannabinoid system in your system, in your dog system, that's another layer of defence. Why wouldn't you activate it? I'm not saying smoke cannabis. I'm saying you can take alternatives. You can have edibles and things like this, which doesn't smash your brain in. Or you can have edibles that actually does smash your brain in, but I would maybe go against the grain of eating them. But if you activate your endocannabinoid system, there's another line of defence. Joe, why is your hair all grey? Is it all falling out and everything else? One of my first lines of defence was taken away. My tonsils. I get told you don't need tonsils. People don't need tonsils. We just take tonsils at children these days, and that's happened to loads of kids my age. Lots of people had their tonsils removed, and they had their first. We called the tonsils. I found out were like the bouncers. They decide who can get in and out. So I get no bouncers at my door. If you've had your tonsils removed, you've had the bouncers removed. That's why you can get grey hair, and that's my excuse. It's my excuse for being useless, hopeless, penniless. Oh no, the fact that the Scottish Government doesn't allow me to work when I got offered a job, that's probably a reason I don't have any pennies. The fact that I know I don't want to make money from your illnesses. That's why I tell you about this. And listen, people are still buying this book, The Healing Brew book, which is a great book. The book itself is a terrible book, but the information that it contains about Nurse Cassie, the Essiac tea, about Johanna Budwig, about court cases, about being taken to court by the big food industry, because it's your food that is killing you. It's the food that poisons you. Unsaturated fatty acids in the body is killing you. Your margarine is killing you. The oil you use to bake your food is killing you. It's not really sugar. It's the preservatives, and it's the oil. The oil's taking all of the oxygen out your system. And you need to make oxygen. You need to, that's what you do. So internally, your body chooses to create oxygen using fermentation. And you want to stop that process. So any of these guys on keto and all of that, they won't be going through a fermentation process. They'll have a very healthy inside. But if you're on the Budwig diet, you'll actually be building your immune system. The Budwig diet builds your immune system. What's that? That is what defends you against anything. It's not what the doctor gives you in a wee tablet. That's what's called made up nonsense. Crackpots. Well, maybe if he's just got one more vaccine or injection for me, it's going to help my blood this time. But he's told me that the flu's going to kill my granny, when really he was the one holding a gun to her head. This has been the last 5 years they've done this to us. I'm pointing out very clearly with evidence in court in Poland that the Scottish Government and Scottish police are rank child abusing liars. Does that make me a nicer person? No. Does it make anything I've done that I need to repent for better? No. I'm like you. I need to say sorry. I need to say I've failed. I don't want to be a failure, but I'm a complete failure. How can a man be stood, and the only means to communicate is by coming to either a shop or a foundry or something like that and using their services? Because I can't afford it myself. 4 months, I can't afford an extra tenner. I can't afford food. Well, no food. Not for the next 10 days, nothing. We leave fathers in this position. We drag them using the police into police cells. We use intimidation and continuously. No wonder fathers and young men are taking their lives. No wonder. Through all of this, there has not been one place to turn to. Not one funded men or fathers charity from the government, not one. But we'll continue to fund those who abuse children. We'll continue to fund those who pretend to be the feminists who don't talk about what I just spoke about. Two great women who saved tens of thousands of lives. But Joe, it's not documented by any of the institutes that they sponsor. In the 60s, late 60s and 70s, all of them followed Johanna Budwig's method in Germany. They all followed that, and they knew the outdated, poisonous method was a method that most of you will turn to today, and your doctor will prescribe it. Yeah, but it's updated and it's better. It doesn't completely destroy your immune system. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's your choice. You choose that over changing your diet. Non-toxic, non-expensive, 90% minimum rate of healing from the worst illnesses ever. And you don't think that's worth you giving it a go because you know better? It's nothing to do with a belief system. It's the evidence-based. Now let's look at chemotherapy. What percentage is that? What, 5%? If you're lucky, 5 to 10%. And within 6 years, if you've survived, you'll be dead. That's chemotherapy. With the Budwig protocol, you completely change your life and build your... Within 7 years, every cell in your body will be new. And better than it was when you were younger. Now I'm telling you I can't afford this diet, but I'm happy to take you through this. I'm happy to show you that we can do this together every day if you want to get better, if you want to heal your body. And you can also prove me wrong. Imagine that. But the thing is, it works. I've done this with too many women and seen it works time after time. Every time I want, let's try some crazy drug that we want to get easier access to in our local towns. It doesn't work for cancer. It does give you another line of defence, and I would recommend using cannabis the same way I would recommend using nicotine. Because we've got far too many brain illnesses, we've got far too much dementia, we've got far too many old people that have got no idea, so they're just losing their minds. But if they started to take nicotine patches, things might get a bit better, a bit brighter up here, if you go for nicotine patches. But Joe, the doctors don't tell us this. The doctors don't care if you live or die. The doctor wants you on medication every single month so he gets paid a wee wage, so the pharmaceutical companies get to give away all their poison and you get to think they're doing something good by masking the pain from one thing and never actually healing it. They mask it. Oh, the pain here's gone, he's helped. No, he hasn't, he's masked the pain, he's hidden it. No, let's not send that message to the brain that the pain's there. That's what they do. They don't help you heal. They stop you feeling the pain for a wee while, then everything gets worse. But if you change your diet and if you go for the Johanna Budwig method, and believe me, she studied under Hans Kaufmann. That guy was the one to... He knows all oil and fats. This was the Oil and Fat Institute. There was no food expert that they had, and no pharmaceutical expert they had, that could beat Johanna Budwig in court. Not one person in the world could beat her. So it's nothing to do with if I believe it or if you believe it. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with it at all. You can believe it doesn't work, even when it's working. You can believe that all day long. You can believe every word I'm saying about my kids, about the police, about the government. You can believe all that. It's not true either. Because it's up to you. I would ask you, stop assisting the government in the ongoing abuse of children. Stop funding feminist organisations which continue the abuse of children while belittling the memory of real amazing women that saved hundreds of thousands of women's life. And she didn't want the wee recognition that you want. She didn't want that. She didn't care about recognition. She didn't care about... And this is the sickness that men and women have here. They only want for themselves. They're so utterly selfish. I know there is not one mother that's doing things just for the pure love of it. It's for herself, it's for herself, and that's the sickness that we have today. People only care about the person. The person not worth worrying about. Come and help us, man. Come and help me and my kids. Come on. I'm still stood here. All you hard men can shout all these nasty things at me. Come on, just come and help me one day. Some of you must be fathers. Some of you must be decent. Some of you, I mean, you can't all abuse kids. Some of you have got it, but 18 people are on here and 18 people have pressed liked. And I know it's not all people on here, so thank you for pressing like. It means that somebody else might be able to hear this. I don't normally get people liking or subscribing because I couldn't care less. And you shouldn't care about that. But what you should care about, if your police assist in the abuse of children, you should care about that. If your government funds child abuse, you should care about that. If the government has a child minister and she does nothing, when you contact her and your children have been abused and you can name the people and it's court documented, you can't support that. The rats in Scotland have spread around the world, and it was the Scottish rats that spread around the world, and it was all done through these big buildings that you're still going to. Still giving your money to, still giving your faith and belief to, and they'll rape and abuse your kids. All religion, all of them. Sorry. See you later. Matthew, Ava, Daddy loves you. It's just constant, same message, the same nonsense, speaking all the time, and the same pie in the face from everyone. I love you. I'm sorry if I hurt you. And I hope one day you can actually forgive me.